Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show and the return of the midweek fix. It seems like it's been an absolute age since we did one of these, but it was just 2 weeks ago, I think, and on that one we didn't discuss football whatsoever. On this show, we will be discussing football. Before we get into it, as is always the case, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Help me with them YouTube algorithms, because during the Queen's death and the no football, I've been hit big time, man. My numbers are way down. So help me out, people, yeah, and smash them likes up. It's either that or in that time, people just don't, they're just not on it anymore. And that's fine. That's fine, go get a day job on that if that's what it's supposed to be, but it is what it is. But yeah, listen, as you can see, there's a new face with us. Dan from say it again for me, bro. Mouthing on
LUFC,
together?
mouthing off together. A bit of a play on words for marching on together. Commentary channel, all that good stuff. Thought it was a bit of a clever one, but yeah. Thank you for having me on, Joe. Thanks for having me on, guys. Lovely to meet you all.
Well, welcome. Nice to see you, man.
It's great. So a new channel, another YouTuber hitting the scene. It is what it is. I like to feel myself as a bit of a trailblazer. I'm joking, of course. The OG is Mr. LUFC Lewis. Lewis, have you got any tips for Dan starting out?
Whoa. It's not that kind of show, mate.
Well, I mean, I can't tell him to be consistent because me of all people can't. Do you know what? Quality over quantity, mate.
Tell him how to deal with, just the constant swarm of fans asking you for photos and stuff. What's that like?
Just tell him that you're too big for him and just say that. Not
what about your Subway story? Tell us your Subway story. Was it Subway?
No, it was. Yesterday I were in KFC in Leeds and someone I'd ordered my food. I was looking round, small KFC. I'm thinking I want to sit down. Don't want one of our chairs. I'm looking round if there's any booths free. And I see one guy. He's finished all his food. He's just drinking. I'm like, I'm going to nab his booth. I'm going to wait for him to get up. And he's looking over at me. I'm like, it's caught for me. It's awkward now. Making eye contact. And he stood up and he went, "You're Lewis, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, usual."
Oh, anyway, another one. Another one.
Then he had the cheek to say, Then he had the cheek to say, "Seen you on Just Joe."
Yeah.
Welcome to this, man. You're just here with two celebrities. Welcome to the club, brother.
Conquered Leeds.
Yeah.
So I'm moving to Leeds so I can get free booze at KFC. That's my next. That's my next move. JT, it's been a while, bro. I've seen you've been smashing out the content. You've been doing bits on DR Sports. I've enjoyed it, bro. I've seen some funny videos about Southgate and stuff, man. Victor Orta.
They're getting absolutely roasted, man. Roasted. And I got let down, man. The worst one was when I put Harry Maguire in my combined 11 for England, or my starting 11 for England. And yeah, he's absolutely let me down. And I've been getting absolutely slated. I was trying to fly the flag high for Leeds. I was trying to give some mentions for Jack Harrison out there. Again, getting rinsed for it, but it's been good. The content is picking up, like you say. I did have a little drought off, but we're back. We're ready for action, and you know what? I'm feeling good, man. Leeds are back. That little break, that little rejuvenation. It just rekindles the love, the fire, the spark, the energy even more. Just to feel Leeds coming up on the weekend, and man, I can't wait to see us absolutely slide into those Villa DMs and smash them.
I hope you're right, mate, because I tell you one thing for sure. The start of the season sort of euphoria that we had, and I thought it started really well, and Chelsea happened, but I feel like since then it's sort of started to decline a little bit, and I think I look around the table and I think, who's the three that's going down? I'm not under it. I guess I'm not as confident as I was 3 games into the season, but I do look around the rest of the table and think, we're not out of the woods by a long stretch of the imagination, because I'm not sure if I could give you my 3 for going down. You know what I mean? So we need to start picking up.
There's got to be a couple of easy ones in there, man.
Go on then.
Bournemouth down out of there.
I agree with that one.
Everton gone. Forest gone. Forest gone easy, man. Forest and Bournemouth are my
I would have said Forest and Bournemouth.
Bro, too many, 28 signings, man, or something like that.
I personally want Forest to stay up. because
Mate,
I'm all
they
about.
spent more money than Lewis on a night out. It's ridiculous, brother.
Hey, I don't have
That's
to
celebrity
spend
money,
much, man. I don't have to spend much, as you well know.
No, he doesn't. He
need to
just
get
gets free.
yourself-
He just
you need
walks
to-
in there like, bloody, give this guy VIP table over
You
there.
need to get
Bring
yourself
him in
up to
there.
Yorkshire, man. It's ridiculous down south, man. You're missing out up here.
Yeah. It's not good going to Yorkshire when you're a Londoner, mate. You just get hated on by everyone, man.
Well,
Yeah.
but the prices are better.
Yeah,
The
the
prices
prices are
definitely
better.
better.
No, I do love it up there.
Definitely better.
Yeah. Go on, Dan, obviously, first time with us this evening. What have you made to the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a mixed bag, hasn't it? I mean, the first 9 points, we got 7, and then the kind of last 9, it was 1 point. So it kind of started off electric, and I think no one really expected us to get the Chelsea result.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, pal. If you rewind the clocks a bit, I think there was a couple of people that did say that. But go on.
Did you predict us to beat Brentford as well?
I don't know what you're saying. My memory's a bit phased.
I thought so.
What other one? Brighton.
I think it's the nature of those results and those teams, right? That they were actually points that we could have picked up. But overall, I think we are where we should be, really. So I can't really complain too much, but I think some big games coming up.
Yeah, big games coming up, not least Aston Villa, obviously, at the weekend.
Huge.
Lewis, I guess the main topic of conversation for tonight is selection headaches. It's nice to have selection headaches. We're almost at full strength. The only long-term absentee now is Stuart Dallas. Obviously, the press conference comes on Friday, so something might change. But as of now, we believe we're at full strength. So that throws up some selection headaches. So I wanted to discuss where I feel them selection headaches are. And I think it's at right back, and I think it's up front. Bamford, Rodrigo in hot form. Bamford, the preferred option, maybe. I don't know. But let's start with right back, Lewis. How do you see that one playing out come the weekend? Obviously, Rasmus, Luke Ayling, and you could throw in Cody Drama as well.
And you should.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have a feeling JT is going to want Drama to start.
Hey,
genuinely though, not even a joke. Not like JT likes to joke around and that, but I genuinely feel that you want to see.
I've never
Drama
cracked
start.
a joke in my life.
No,
What are you talking about? On deadly.
Am I right though? Are you wanting to see Drama start right back?
It would cause a bit of drama, but I think
that's bad.
Luke Ayling,
because I'm saying Ayling.
Wow.
Yeah, I've gone for the Luke Ayling hairstyle as well. So I think I'm gonna have to back my boy. To be fair,
we spoke about Rasmus a few weeks ago, and we said yes, he's got the character, but does he have the ability? And so far, too many mistakes for me. That's not to say that he won't come good. Maybe he just needs more time to adjust, and to have that adjustment time, maybe he needs to keep playing. Yeah. But Ayling played that one game, and it's like he'd never been away. So when you've got,
wasn't some of you saying that Ayling was done? Like I don't know, maybe it
no,
was a bit hazy. I can't remember who it was.
I say I didn't say that.
I can't remember, but I remember getting corned for backing Ayling, and I
said
remember
it wasn't
me.
At me.
I said people were sleeping on Dallas and Ayling is what I said. The fact that people weren't even bringing them into conversations in terms of team selection at one point. We still had them. Yes, they had long-term injuries or everything like that, but they are still two key players. So like when Dallas comes back, you've got a player who can play in 4, 5, 6 different positions. Ayling now, this is a headache for the right back position. Then you got Drama in there as well. But Rasmus, it goes one of two ways. He continues to play because he needs that time to adjust and come good, or you continue to play him and he don't come good and he actually costs you a few more goals. Or you stick Ayling in there now from what we've seen when he's come back and see how that plays out. Would it be unfair to drop Rasmus? I think would be the better question.
Well, Rasmus did play 2 Nations League games for Denmark. They beat France 3-0. He kept Mbappe, he kept Griezmann quiet, which is no mean feat. So I think my thinking was, had this Villa game come straight after Brentford, I've been saying make the change. But because we've now had a period of time and he's done well on international duty and I've had time to sit, I think go with Rasmus, and if it doesn't work out, then maybe bring Ayling on. And someone makes a good point in the comments. Chemically Echo says, you have to realise it's different coming on, because he did only play like 21 minutes. But what I will say, in that 21 minutes, Ayling made a massive impact, though. Chemical Echo, he got an assist, he almost scored himself, and he does give us that going forward. JT, have you got any thoughts on the right back situation?
Rasmus needs a little break out the side for me. Leeds needs a little break out the side. He needs to little rod up the arse, you know what I mean? Just a little kicking up there, spice things up, let him know that, look, this is the Premier League, son. We ain't got time for time wasters. You've got to fix up. You've got to get the mistakes out. And Luke Ayling hasn't set a foot wrong, like you said. 20 minutes, cracking performance from him. The leadership and the energy, and finally the end product. And that's what we've really missed. We've missed from our fullbacks in general. We're going to get onto the left back in a bit, but for me, he's done a good job at left back, but we haven't had any creative outlet really. And with the right hand side with Christensen, again, his delivery is so poor that we haven't really had that either. And Luke Ayling gives us that. Against Villa, I think it's imperative we win, imperative we put a good performance in. So I don't think you risk it. I think Luke Ayling goes in for me.
That's fair. JT, what do you put it down to? Because I think, for me, Luke Ayling was marauding forward. We've not seen that from Rasmus. And I almost feel there's a little bit of fear in his game, because he's come to the league. He's been smashing it in Salzburg, over in, it's poor league, let's be honest. Doing well at international duty, but he said himself the Premier League's a totally different kettle of fish. So do you think there's a little bit of fear there of, like, I dare go too far forward, I don't want to make a mistake, I don't want to be left open? And do you reckon that may be creeping into his game a little bit?
I think he's a confidence player. I think you've got two kind of players. You've got the composed players, the players that will make a mistake, like a Dele Alli. Like he's got this ignorance of youth in a way, this bit of arrogance that he'll make a mistake, he'll lose the ball, but he'll still be straight there harrying the defender. Give me the ball, I want to do something. Rasmus Christensen, I've seen it many times. One of the times where he missed a sitter early on in the game, the Wolves game, where he got spun instantly and had that mistake. And once he makes that one mistake early on, he loses a lot of that confidence, and he's no longer in flow state. He's overthinking everything. Whenever he passes the ball, he takes too long to do it. Whenever he's trying to take someone on, he's taking too long. It's very similar to Dan James in a way. I think you'll see it if Christensen does something early on, gets a good assist, gets a goal early on, then you start to see him have the confidence to take someone on. But when that's not the case, and the game, the more the time racks up, you've just been seeing that he's not in that flow state, and he's losing confidence, and he's a shell of what he could be, to be honest. And that's why I think he needs a little bit of time on the sideline to get used to everything, get used to the team, get used to the mentality, and then eventually work his way back in with a good few performances. The fans all of a sudden start clamoring, because look, if he goes in now above Ayling, there's going to be even more pressure on him, because then they're like, why did you not start Ayling? Why did you not start Drama? Yeah. If he waits on the sideline and he waits until, look, everyone's got a bad performance around the corner, waits until Ayling puts a bad performance in, wait till Drama does, or there's an injury or something, then all of a sudden they're like, okay, give him a go. And then you go.
I think the good thing is that we can have this conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? The fact that it's not a closed shop, and you can say, does he play or does he play? Because last season it was, who can we play?
No option.
It wasn't, you know, between these two players, it was who can go there, because we haven't got a recognised centre-back. That's how bad it was last season at one point. Yeah, so now it's like, all right. The only argument I'd put to that, JT, is going back to what I said before.
Give it me.
If we do drop him or give him a rest, as you put it, then how does he get the mentality? I agree.
Yeah,
he can get used to that off the pitch, but how does he adapt to the league and adapt to games and the way we're playing if he's not in games? And you can say training, and you can say off the field, the mentality, it can be drilled into him, but you can't really adapt if you're not playing in the games week in, week out. And yes, if we carry on doing that, it may still cost us a couple of goals or big chances. He may get done over a couple of times, but that's all part of the learning curve. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, I agree with what you're saying, that he probably could do with a rest, but at the same time, he can't afford to have one if he really wants to be the starting right back this season.
I don't think that's necessarily true, though, because look at Liverpool, look at Fabinho when he first came over there. He didn't just get thrusted straight into a baptism of fire playing every week. He got eased in 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, got used to the system, got used to the league, and then eventually 3/4 through the season, 2/3 through the season. Then he starts featuring more and more and more, and he was still getting used to it. I think you can gradually put Christensen in for 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and he's got so much physicality, and he does have a lot of pace that if you bring him in with 20 minutes to go, then he can cause a lot of danger in there. Would you not say?
Can I jump in it? I think that if you look
No.
at Ayling's impact when he came off on the bench, he made a big impact coming off. Is it are you risking changing that? Who would you rather come off the bench, Rasmus or Ayling? And in my perspective, when Ayling came on, he made a big impact. So why would you revert from that? I also think that Ayling had 20 minutes of good play, but all of last season he was too easy to get past. He was cumbersome. He was slow. And for me, I think that warranted the change for Rasmus to come into the squad. I think you have to back him. And I think, like we've seen with Firpo, this is Jesse Marsch's man. This is Jesse Marsch's team. Are you risking changing up the defence too much? That's what I worry about.
It's a great point. It's a great point. And I think someone made the point in the comment as well about that fact that maybe Ayling would be better as sort of an impact sub, and he is going to. And I guess we have to look to the future as well. Like I said, I think having that time off has sort of like changed my opinion slowly.
The debate is good because there's no right answer.
Yeah,
there really is.
There is a right back.
There's three right backs.
There's 3 right backs.
There is.
Just on Cody, I think his contract's up for renewal. I don't see the club doing that. Do you? Well, they might try to, but I don't think Cody wants to stick around. Do you? Because he wanted game time under Bielsa. He went out on loan. He's come back. He's not got game time again. I don't think he will do this season. Really,
you don't know what's around the corner. Obviously, the time's ticking. But say worst case scenario, Rasmus and Ayling ended up injured. Doubt it'll happen. And then he's starting week in, week out. At that point, his mindset changes. But look, none of us are really that emotionally attached to him as a player.
No.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I think he could turn into one of the best right backs in the Premier League.
Right now.
Yeah, but I think we've got to give him some game time, man. If we're going to persist this... Okay, let me argue this much. Okay. Based on what? Okay. What has Christensen done to base? What has he done?
But I haven't just said that Christensen's going to be one of the best right backs in the Premier League. You just said that Cody Drama could be one of the best. I
thought you were saying because I said we should persist with him, give him some game time, and let him develop. And you said based on what? So I thought you meant that. Based on what do I think? Based on his performances at Cardiff, I don't think you can underestimate going to a club halfway through the season, becoming not only their young player of the season and their player of the season, and playing so impressively.
Who's been sacked?
Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. You still go over there with 6 months and become a club's player of the season in a championship, which is, as we know, a very tough league to perform in. And you look at players like Ben White went over there. Look at what he's doing now for Arsenal.
Yeah, but he killed it, didn't he?
So did Cody Drama. He got player of the season, man.
Yeah, what Cardiff, man.
Yeah,
doesn't
Leeds
matter,
are the best
mate.
team in the league now.
Leeds were the best team in the league. That's a good point as well.
Yeah, we were.
True that. No, listen, I'm not too sure if.
I think we'll stick with Rasmus for Villa, and then maybe even the game after that, even if he makes a mistake against Villa, and if the mistakes become consistent and it gets to the point where it's a lost cause. Then
let me know what you think, Lewis. I actually thought that Ayling was better at centre half last season when he played. I think his body shape, his kind of body composition means that he's quite physical for a right back. And I think in this league, when you're coming up against a pacey winger, it terrifies me, to be honest. When I see Ayling at that kind of one-on-one situation, and I just think he makes an impact. He kind of grabs games by the scruff of the neck. Is that perfect for someone that can come off the bench because he can rile up the crowd? He gets the crowd going. Rasmus isn't probably going to have that same impact. That's kind of
riles up the crowd, though.
Not like Ayling, though. Not like Ayling.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, that's a lost. It's a lost cause point, not for me, because he only played centre half because we had no one else to play there.
Yeah, but with that right now.
Rente's got to be out of there.
Even then you got Strike and Cott, and then you got Firpo coming back in.
You've got to play a left side centre half for me. Like if you're playing Stroik, you've got to play him left side, centre half, because otherwise there's no balance in the team. That's why Firpo's so desperate. I mean, Firpo, don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone's under the impression that Firpo's a brilliant player, but
there is. There is. There is someone that exists out there.
You're a fan, man.
Watch
you
the
don't
show,
watch
Ashley.
this. Yeah, you don't watch his show, Dan. No,
surely not.
I could probably make a 40-minute video of JT just talking about Firpo in a positive light as well.
Because I told you, senior
and when
daddy
you
tears
for an
subscription
example,
Firpo.
When you
He
ask me for an
ended
example,
Blackpool's
he goes,
career.
He ended Blackpool's career.
Blackpool Pier has not been the same since.
Yeah, they just slipped away from Oyston, and then Firpo turned up.
Yeah, just finished.
Mate, I'm telling you, man, that's the difference. Drama right back and Firpo left back, or Ayling right back, Firpo left back.
That is the difference. That is the difference between us finishing mid-table.
That is the difference between us finishing mid-table and finishing in Europe. Because if you see them play against Villa, laugh at me now. You know what? Clip this up. Yeah, do whatever you want. Record it. Snip it up. Put in your little 40-minute montage, Lewis. Yeah. And I'm telling you, we're going to come back next week and you're going to see a Firpo masterclass against Villa.
I hope I do. I hope I do.
So I guess JT on that then. So if we think about right back, I think the majority of us are going Rasmus. Yeah, I know there's disagreement, but I think a lot of us are going Rasmus. At left back, do you, JT? I assume I know the answer as well, but do you play Firpo and what happens to Schrauk if that is your selection at left back?
Schrauk, hello? Yeah. Stroik, pretty simple, goes into centre half. Get Llorente out of there. That guy, oh my God, I've seen more balance from a drunk man on stilts. It's ridiculous. He needs to get out of there. Koch needs to get in there with Stroik, and then you put Firpo left back and watch the difference. Watch the difference. Look, I got nothing against Llorente personally. You know, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I want him to succeed on his day. He's got great technical ability, but defensively, he falls asleep. Honestly, the guy, it's like
the
he's
Everton
taking
goal
5
were
sleeping
unforgivable
for every game.
The Gordon goal were unforgivable.
The Tony one was worse, man. You can pass him the ball.
Yeah. But maybe I'm not as annoyed about that because the game were already out of sight, really.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone's head seemed to have gone at that point, but the Everton one should not have gone behind.
Bro, it's every game. He just gives away. It's just it's just these lapses of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always gives away some needless free kick. He's out of position. He's just falling asleep at times, and that's why we've got no defensive solidarity. I think when I saw in preseason Koch and Stroik playing together,
I think that's the main point for me.
Come on, it's like a statue on Viagra. It was so solid.
What happens to my man Cooper though? Because I think personally he'll go Koch and Cooper at the weekend, and leave Strauch at left back.
Oh no, that would be a grave mistake. You cannot leave Firpo out of this side. Firpo, he's had his rest, and I'm telling you, Firpo.
Dan can't believe it. Dan can't believe it. Can you?
I'm going to change my channel to LUFC waffling off together because this is
waffling, mate. Waffling. You need to watch your tongue, mister. All right. Sat up there in the far corner thinking you're all safe. You dare disrespect senior Firpo. You may have seen junior Firpo. This is senior daddy tier subscription Firpo coming this part of the season. Attacking wise, look at the back end of last season. He was one of the main reasons we stayed up. He was phenomenal, man. Firpo, cracking. He was putting in some crackers of performances, man. Some great balls into the box. We just unfortunately scored some of them. I believe he got an assist for Llorente's goal when we almost beat Arsenal and or almost drew with Arsenal. He played great then. He is what we missed down that left-hand side defensively. We saw it in pre-season early doors with how Marsh likes to play with the attacking fullback. We saw a little bit with Jack Harrison out there. And we saw a lot with Firpo in there. His delivery is sensational. When he gets it on, his whip is beautiful. He gets good dip on the ball. He's fast. He can get in behind. Yeah, sometimes he lacks a little bit of composure. Looks like a virgin in a brothel. What can you do? That happens to the best of us. But when he's on form, down that left-hand side, I'm telling you, that's what we've been missing. And that is going to open up so much. That's going to give so much space for Sinistera, who, by the way, is unbelievable. Way better than that fraud Luis Diaz. It's going to open up so much space for Brendan A.A. Ronson. Bro, it's the difference. It's the difference. It's the difference.
So I think we'll all go Strauch at left back.
It is a vote. It's a meritocracy, but...
Yeah. It is. It is. I don't know. Maybe you will go Firpo, and I think
put
me.
Yeah. What's your back four? Because this is obviously going to hinge on your centre half as well.
Is this for Villa or in general?
So I think if everyone's fit, I think Jesse might drop Strauch, and I think that he may play Firpo there because.
But would you?
Would I? I would like to see us with a proper left back. And what I mean by that is there is sometimes, as good as Strauch's been this season, there are situations where the ball comes out to the left and he's not an attacking fullback where he's not like whipping the ball into the box. He's not looking to get the ball into the box. So as much as I think Firpo's not great, I still would like to see him. And to see if he does give us a Blackpool-esque performance in the Premier League. But I would like to see a proper left back there. And I do think he'll go with Cooper. I do, because people take for granted what he does on the pitch as well. I've not watched the Academy Dreams yet, but I think there's a bit in there with Creswell where he goes tight onto Antonio. And then Cooper says to him straight after, "Don't do that. He'll roll you every single day." And then he doesn't. And it's just them little nuances that. And if we remember Creswell's performance against Antonio against West Ham, he was unbelievable in that game. So for me, it can't be understated just what he brings to that back line. You don't get them Llorente-esque moments or whatever if Cooper's on the pitch.
I think he needs to be paired next to Llorente then. Just tell him, don't take those laxatives before the game, mate, because they're going through you too easily, sunshine.
Do you have a dog?
It's me, bro. It's my...
you?
It's yeah, where is
What
it?
is it? Oh, there we go.
Billy.
Oi, oi. I was getting a bit scared when he panned that camera down. Didn't know what was going
on. You also see me jammers and that look. Billy, what are you doing, son?
That's some loud sleep. That.
I know. Well, mate, you want to try? I tried first night here on my own. I tried him in bedroom. Nah, get out, because all he was doing was waking me up going. But yeah, sorry if you can hear that.
I knew it was either a dog or someone's really hungry. I was just there like, am I just imagining this, or can I actually just hear a proper loud? No.
Nice.
I didn't even know you had a dog, so there you go.
Didn't you?
Huh?
I thought you followed me on Instagram, you little chab end.
Nah, mate, nah.
What a fraud.
The only thing I've ever seen on your Instagram is when you robbed Barry Douglas's drip.
Yeah, man, on holiday.
I love how your response to that was, yeah, man. Come on. The Crocs, the stripy shirt.
The Crocs and the socks. It's got to be done. Does anyone think Llorente starts? Do you think Jesse, because he's had a couple of weeks of international and no game, do you think he'd be mad enough to start him?
There's potentially the lineup's the same.
I think.
And because
I can see that.
Yeah,
I think there's more chance of him starting in than we think. But whether or not he should, I don't think so.
I think if not for the break, perhaps there would have been a change or two. But because there's been that break, I feel that his mindset will be to not tinker with it and just see how it fares against Villa. Now we're back into things. And then if we lose or draw that or the performance is gashed, then at that point, he'd have to sort of think about Llorente or Rasmus or I mean, look, he may well make 1 or 2 changes, but I think it is very likely we don't see any change. To be
Do you
honest.
not think it's the other way around, where he's had a couple of weeks to work with Ayling while Rasmus has gone away, and tell him and coach Ayling on what he wants him to do, and then puts him in there?
You say Rasmus has gone away. Rasmus has gone away and had a good international performance.
Yeah,
he hadn't
Yeah,
been on
but
holiday.
there's just not the, yeah, but he wasn't coaching him. That's what I'm saying.
he knows how he wants to play, though, doesn't he?
One's been playing and one hasn't. Do you know what I mean? So it's that as well. And look, Cine, obviously, I'm assuming this will be a talking point. Yeah, are we coming on to that later?
Baby,
Or?
talk to me.
Well,
Let's just drop that bomb in there and then just.
Does Cine start?
Yeah. Yes.
No, my hearing.
no,
my headphone's broken. Sorry, let me just.
I
change
don't
the
think
tape
he
around over here.
will.
I think it's a bit black and white if he does. I don't know.
I think
Because at the end of the day, at the start of the season, we were playing so well with Rodrigo in that 10 and with Aronson on the right. I think Aronson has a lot of space on that right hand side, and he actually, when he naturally likes to drift in the middle, right, and then pick up the ball in dangerous spaces. I think Brendan Aronson's been worse in the middle when he's been crowded out by midfielders and people have been getting him a bit too early. Whereas on the right hand side, he's got lots more space to impact the game. Yeah, leaving Sinisterra out is going to be a very, very big call based on his international.
Who comes out though?
It's impossible because Jack Harrison's been playing well, so it is really impossible.
It depends on it depends on the formation more than anything.
No, but let's say he goes with the 4-2-3-1, which I think he will.
Then Aronson goes central, Cine goes right, Harrison goes left. You have Adams, and you have.
So what about Rodrigo? Though?
Rodrigo's injured.
But everyone's back now, bro.
Are you sure that he's back?
Rodrigo.
I heard that he's still going to be ruled out.
I think Rodrigo's dropped.
I don't think he's fit
dropped.
Enough,
yeah, I think he's dropped. I would play Bamford. I think I would personally play Bamford up front, Aronson in the middle, Sinisterra and
Rocker and Adams. If he's going to play 4-2-3-1 and Rodrigo's fit, I think Rodrigo starts. I think you got.
But have you heard anything about him being fit? I haven't.
Mate, the only one that's injured is Dallas.
The last update I saw, September 1st, it doesn't need surgery. Hopefully, in 3 to 4 weeks, it can calm down. Maybe it takes a bit longer.
Yeah, we play on the 2nd of October.
Yeah, so that's just about 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's.
And are you going to throw him straight in after an injury?
No, but we're saying hypothetically. Yeah, hypothetically, I believe the only injured player is Dallas. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Okay, but if that's the case, then Rodrigo, you
can drop you. Regardless of the striker, right? Regardless of the striker, we know it's going to be Rodrigo or Bamford. It's not really a big thing. But imagine Aronson central, Cine right, Harrison left.
But this is the point, though. If Bamford is fit, for me, he starts up top and Rodrigo has to play behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you drop in Aronson.
But this is what I mean. You're not starting.
Or you're putting Harrison left back, but you have to start Sinisterra.
This is what I'm saying. This is the
Sinisterra arguably should be Now, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater in this one. But on a wing position, arguably, does he not deserve to start over Aronson?
Who
in a winger role?
No,
Sinisterra. He's performed the past few weeks. He's been our shining light.
Does Aronson deserve to start over Rodrigo behind Bamford then?
Okay, well there you go. That's a different story. But you're saying Rodrigo has to start, but then I'm saying why does Sinisterra to be the one that misses out?
For me, Rodrigo and Bamford don't play. If Cine's starting, then Aronson's starting. If Aronson's starting, then Cine's starting. I mean,
you used the example of an international break. Who had a better international break, Aronson or Sinisterra? Sinisterra was on fire. Did you see that header, man? For a short guy, hops like that. LeBron James-esque. Bang. And
the problem is, Aronson's so key to everything we do in terms of build-up play and creativity. Without him in that team, who can carry the ball from those positions and who can kind of occupy those middle spaces. Sinisterra is a completely different player, but you drop one of the undroppable players has to be dropped, which is an impossible decision to be made.
On the flip side, then you've got a good player coming off
Bamford or Harrison. I think for me, look, if you have Bamford and Harrison both coming off injuries, then neither of them are going to play a full 90 minutes. So it only makes sense to have one starting and one on the bench, one to come on after 45 or come on after 60 minutes. So for me, I think you've got to go that 3 behind of Aronson, Harrison, and Sinistera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is dynamite, man.
And then
who up top?
That's what I said. I'd put Rodrigo and I'd put Bamford on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I think it's unfair to. If he's fit, I don't think he is, and I think he's going to be too unfit to start. So you might go with Bamford, but he's our top goal scorer.
We're talking about Rodrigo being fit.
Yeah, Rodrigo's
not
fit.
100%.
There you go. So I said I don't think any of them are going to be 100%.
And I'm not being funny. We had this conversation less than 3 weeks ago about not bringing Bamford back straight away. Yeah. I know he played the under-23s. I know he got hat-trick, but it's the under-23s. He jogged about. He had a laugh. This is the Premier League. It's fast-paced.
Big league now. Got to raise your game.
One wrong move, one overstepped run, and his leg's done again, and he's out for another 2 months. Rest him.
I agree.
Give him off the bench 2-3 games, ease him in, and do it properly instead of what we've done the last 3-4 times he's come back from injury and shoe on him straight into there. We did it at Wolves. We did it at the beginning of this season, straight away. Rodrigo, if he's fit, up front for me.
Another thing, Lewis, as well, is isn't Matty Cash and Lucas Digne both doubts for the game?
I think so.
I saw Digne. I didn't know Cash.
That's got to play a massive impact on the team selection.
Mate, Matty trash. Mate, forget Sinistera. Think about Firpo down that left-hand side without their starting.
Let's not go backwards.
No, because look, this is what I mean, though. Sinistera, for me, the way they want to play, the way I've seen that he wanted to play in pre-season with his full squad is with those 2 wide men there playing more as inside forwards that can cut, which is why Aronson in there kind of cutting inside when he was on the right, and then getting natural width from our fullback. That's the way I see us. That's the way I see us playing with a full depth squad. Yeah. And then you've got Sinistera kind of playing in that Sadio Mane role more as an inside forward. So that's why I think actually the one that's going to be pressing the fullback is going to be Firpo. He's going to be the one opening that space out there. And then Sinistera, I mean, even when the ball comes into the box now, you've seen he's got aerial ability. So get him in there. So I'm not just saying that to go crazy on Firpo, but I think
your point's right in terms of, Firpo, again, without a Matty Cash, for example, who does play very high up, maybe Firpo will be less pressured, from a defensive perspective with overlapping runs and things like that. I don't know. I think presumably Ashley Young will play there. Definitely not going to have the same. Definitely not going to have the same might as a Matty Cash bombing down that line. So maybe Firpo will have a bit more license to go forward, in which case,
The combination of Firpo and Ayling, I will agree that would be better in a more attacking situation if we're wanting them to overlap. But that depends on obviously Cini and Harrison. And then the combination of Struijk and Rasmus, I would argue, is much more grounded. So
but that's not how he wants to play, though. From what I've seen, Marsh wants to play with the fullbacks attacking, which is why I think we've lacked so much of that killer aspect in the final.
But the problem with Firpo is, and look, we have conversations where you'll exaggerate it and it's a laugh, but then realistically, Firpo is still an option there. And for me, as much as I like Struijk, I would much rather have an out left back there. And Firpo is that left back. So if, like you say, Marsh is wanting that more attacking system where, say, you start Ayling and Firpo, you've got the overlapping, and then you've got Cini and Harrison, that would be naughty, the thought of that. But where that falls down is
defensively.
Yes,
but this is why I think Struijk at centre back, Struijk and Koch there, because what we saw, the whole double pivot thing, where when we pull the fullbacks forward, you have one of the CDMs dropping in and making it a back 3. I think if you have Struijk at left centre back, because of his experience playing at left back, he'd be easily able to go wide in that left centre back role and cover for Firpo when he probably, does make a little bit of a mistake and they go through.
If we get countered, I won't use the word easily because if we get countered, you're talking 3-4 on 2. Because Ayling and Firpo ain't the ones to be able to get back, especially if they're all that.
You can only do.
Harrison can,
I think in our system you can only do one fullback at a time. Like JT was saying, with the other centre half tucking in or the other left back tucking in to make a third centre half. I think if you bomb both at the same time, like Bielsa would do, you're going to get caught out in the transition. I think if you push one forward, the other one has to tuck in. And I think that's where Struijk's actually played quite well in this system, because he's actually suited that. So when Rasmus, has gone forward, probably not enough, Struijk's been able to tuck in as a left centre half, and that's actually worked quite nicely in his favour. Kind of, claiming he's
when I said it'd be 3-4-2, that's considering that Koch pushes up quite a lot as well on it, of his own accord. So realistically, I was saying if it's that situation, you've most likely got Koch who's pushed up because he likes to, and obviously then you've got two centre halves, one drops and one pushes up, and Koch mostly pushes, but then you've got the wing backs, and it's like we end up, if we get badly countered, I'm talking the Spurs, even Chelsea, I would just worry. But going forward, I think we're benefiting. You just can't afford. You can't.
But with Koch there, you can. With Koch going forward. Sorry to cut you off. Ayling, if he's next to him, Ayling's a good communicator. The way you're talking about Cooper, the way he's communicating with people around him, I think Ayling could very naturally slot into that centre half role. As you said, he even played there a lot last year. So that's why I just think the synergy with a Struijk next to a Firpo and a Koch next to an Ayling, I think
could work.
I don't know why we're going back to the back four, but I think that gives us a lot going forward with the three.
I think at the end of the day, Leeds are going to concede loads of goals, right? We're not, in my opinion, I don't think either way, no matter who we play or what formation we play, continuity is probably the best thing we've got, because we're going to concede goals. We've just got to hope we can score more than them. And I think if we do play Firpo like that, if we do have a Ayling at right back to bomb forward and overlap, does that give us the best chance of scoring goals potentially? I think that's what we probably hoped Rasmus would do.
Do we have to concede goals though? Why is that always a thing? Leeds are going to concede
goals. But I think it's the reality of the situation we're in.
Yeah. The system now, and it's developing game by game. Marsh came in and he said, look, once it's established, it won't be too dissimilar from what you see now under Bielsa. It's basically what he said. All he said was the man marking system obviously gets changed for zonal marking, which means you aren't open to as many counter-attacks or loss of ball possession, because you lose the ball and you've got 3-4 men running at the man, rather than having one-on-ones everywhere and there's just gaps everywhere, which is what we started to see at the back of the last season. It crumbled. And obviously when you've got players going out, you've got players going out every single game, and you shoe on in Ayling into centre back. I know he held his own, and then you're playing wingers up front and strikers at attacking mid, and it just didn't work. Whereas now, game by game, it's developing to a point where you're going to see not too dissimilar from what it was under Bielsa, in my opinion. But the games themselves, I reckon, scoreline wise, is going to be, you're going to see a lot of 3-2s and things like that. I think the Leeds games of what we saw that first Premier League season, where you just had mad scorelines, I think we're going to have that again, but just not as much of a travesty at the back and not as prolific up front.
I think what he's done is he's really not. I think we've condensed a little bit, so I think it's almost the opposite of Bielsa. We were just so open in the middle for Bielsa, right? People were just walking through us. The third centre half or the spare centre half was just walking through us. Now we're almost very good in the middle with Adams and Rocker in there, and the fullbacks is where people in behind the fullbacks is where we're getting exposed all the time. And I think, it just shows you that however you play, you're going to get exposed.
Well, Wolves cracked that in 45 minutes.
Absolutely. It was Southampton, I would argue. As well.
Yeah.
Is it Walker Peters? He got grips of that in the second half, and you've got to concede goals either way. Leeds don't have the bodies to be able to handle some of these very good wingers in the league. And in that respect, you've got maybe Jesse Marsh is setting up the team to say, look, let's just if that is the case, we're not going to compete with these very, very good teams. And maybe that counter-attacking player, that fast transition will suit us better, like against Chelsea, against better teams, because we can hit them on the very quickly, and we can, quickly get up the pitch with vertical passes and stuff like that. And I think we actually might take more points off the better teams this year than we did last year, because we play quite solid in the middle. And I think that's where we'll pick up more points.
Very solid. But what about actually, you say the solidarity there, the solidness in the middle. I've actually heard a few rumblings from people not too happy about it, not too happy about Dwayne the Rocker Johnson. I know he scored, but people have been questioning him. And I'll throw this to you, Joe.
Who?
JB. No,
Who's dark? What? Who's?
No. I'm hearing it around. A lot of people.
No, who are you on
questioning-
about though?
really?
When you're on about Dwayne the Rock Johnson? You're on
Dwayne
about
the
that?
Rocker Johnson.
Oh, sorry,
Rocker.
I missed that.
Dwayne
It
the
was a terrible-
Rocker
it was a
Johnson.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
terrible. I
people
genuinely wondered
questioning
what you
his
were on about.
performances. I know he scored, but people have been questioning him on the ball. They've been saying he looks a bit shaky at times.
Well,
He's
people
a
that are
bit-
questioning Mark Rocker are clueless because
That's
Mark
mental to me.
Rocker has been standout. He has one of the highest progressive final third passes in the full division. I think because maybe he just goes about his business and does it on the QT. That maybe, yeah, no, he never comes out of this side. For me,
So JB for you, not in with the shout at all.
no, not at all. No.
Not at all.
I think
he's our best player.
Yeah. There's the case for. I love Tyler Adams though. He's my boy, but I think
if the Phillips situation continues as it is, which personally I hope it doesn't.
That's rubbish. What are you talking about? Him loaning back to Leeds?
No. The situation of him not getting
Good
game
views
time.
though, but it's absolute waffle.
Good views. Good views.
Good bit of clickbait, but it's absolute load of dish.
Yeah.
I'm
Raymond's
saying
on a 6
no.
year.
Unless if you see a video from my channel tomorrow about Phillips in the Leeds shirt, then it's on. All right, then
No, I
you need to
wasn't. I
click on
wasn't
it.
I wasn't referencing that. I meant the situation of him being injured all the time and not getting game time. Which personally, I hope it doesn't. I hope it does work out for him. But if the situation continues where he just ends up never really lifting off the City and his career declines, which I say, I hope it doesn't. And
He's on a 6-year deal though.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. So, and we've brought
Sweet.
Rocker and Adams in. I think genuinely it could be some of our, if not best business in a decade.
No, that's harsh, man. That's harsh from Calvin.
Why? No, it's not. No, it's not.
Best business,
It's
man.
really
You're
not.
letting go of Calvin Phillips for everything he's done. I think that's cheeky to say that. I think that's cheeky,
What?
man.
Why?
I don't know, man.
It's
For Calvin
disrespect.
Phillips, for everything he's done for the club, to then turn around when he's had when a man's in a bad form of life, to turn around and say, yeah, that was good business. It was good to get rid of him. I think that's a bit.
I never said good to get rid of him.
No, but you said it was a great piece of business. I think that's a bit
No,
harsh.
it would turn out to be if he never takes off for City and he's never the same player that he was.
I hear what you're saying, Lou.
And then we've brought them in for the price of what we sold him for, less than what we sold him for combined.
Yeah,
It would turn out to be a silver lining, let's say, right? I don't wish any bad on Phillips. I really hope it takes off for him. I really hope it works out. I love the kid. I say kid, he's older than me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you know what really grinds my goat when I see Leeds fans reveling in the fact that he's injured and that? It's pissed me off. It's pissed me off.
It's mental.
There's reveling in the fact he's injured, which is wrong, and there's saying what I've just said, looking at the situation that's developed there and thinking that could have been us. Instead,
oh no, I know you're
The
not
injury
reveling. I'm
problems,
just making the point.
Instead, we've dodged a bullet and not had an injured DM most, if not all season, and we've brought in two of the best up and coming DMs in the league at the moment, statistically.
Yeah.
For the combined lesser price of what we sold Phillips for. And
I know what you're saying.
Well,
I think
so
as well.
I get what you're saying. I don't mean any disrespect to him. I hope it works out for him. I don't want him to be injured. I don't want his career to go down the pan. By no means. But you look at the situation that's unfolded here, and it is that if he'd have stayed here, it wouldn't have been of use, and we'd have lacked in the midfield.
I think it suits all parties.
I
think it suits all parties because look, they can buy a player and he doesn't have to start every game, so there's no pressure on him there to get fit necessarily. Whereas at Leeds, I think what you're talking about, Lewis, is the pressure on him. He has to be playing, otherwise Leeds will be.
Yeah, it was all on him, and even in this system as well. And I said it before, I don't think he would have been as of much not use importance or as good in this system as he was in the Bielsa, because it was all through him. It was him in the middle. He had options left and right. He pinged the ball everywhere. It was all him from the back. Whereas now you've got the double pivot. Joe
when you
loves that.
see it,
Joe
when
loves
the
that
when the
phrase.
forwards bomb forward, when the fullbacks bomb forward, Tyler Adams is the one that kind of goes across the pitch and covers, right?
Yeah.
And Rocker's I see Rocker
Just
as a
a
bit
bit.
like the brains of the operation.
Mhm.
He's the one that picks up the ball, he picks the passes, he's the one that gets us ticking. And I think his progressive passes, I think you Joe said, didn't you? Like he's one of the most progressive passers of the ball in the league. The way that Leeds play, it's so important. And Calvin Phillips has got a great long ball on him, but I don't necessarily think he picks those progressive passes as much as someone like Rocker does. And I think I think they've both been amazing. I think it's hard to say otherwise, but yeah, I think you just got to say
It's
that
where we've improved
suited
most.
both parties.
I think that's we've improved most because we didn't really have Calvin Phillips last year. I think it's harsh on the ability and the IQ of Calvin Phillips to say he can only play one role and not adapt under a new manager and under new tactics and play in that role that Tyler Adams is next to a Rocker. I think that's harsh on.
It proved that.
Yeah, but saying he wouldn't fit in this system, I see it all the time. Everyone it's good. He doesn't work in this double pivot. But
we'll never know.
Double pivot for England in the Euros, and he played sensational.
Look how badly England have been without him.
But yeah, exactly. It's a great point you make there. England have been dishwater without him. But look, I think people are just too harsh on him. Yeah, I think we've improved massively in the midfield. I love the partnership of Adams and Rocker. I'm not trying to slag any of them off, but I think Phillips could easily have slotted in there. I think we need him more than we need other positions sorted right now? No. Like it hasn't cost us really losing him, but I still think he would have done a good job.
I think you've missed my point there, though. What I said.
No, I know. You touched on it though when you said that he doesn't really fit in the same way as he did under Bielsa. I know you didn't say he wouldn't get into the side,
I
but
said
you
it wouldn't be as important because
I know, but I think he could have adapted his game a little bit to be as important.
No,
I think
listen.
Okay, we don't rely on him as much. We're not as over reliant.
He was on his own. We had Phillips in that position, and that's it. When he was injured, we were like, what?
Oh no, you're right.
Whereas now double pivot, if he was still here and injured, we wouldn't be relying on just him as much because you've got two players there now. Yes, having him there. He plays double pivot for England. He can do it. He can adapt. And having him there would have strengthened the midfield. But now we've got two. We won't rely on just him. So what I'm saying is,
but if we'd had signed just Rocker and not Adams, and those two are in the midfield, and then we lost Phillips, then it would still completely ruin that. Because I think if you take Adams out of that midfield and you're looking at JB and Rocker in there, I think it's good against some teams, but defensively, I think we lack a lot without that DM of our Tyler Adams or a Phillips in there still. And luckily, Tyler Adams, touch wood, looks like he's not very injury prone and he can keep himself fit. So far,
World Cup comes round and he's out.
World Cup comes round, they just slice them all.
Yeah.
Flipping Eric Dyer just goes and 2-foots them.
Do you know what I want to ask? Like, obviously, it's going to be interesting on the press conference on Friday to see if everyone is fit, and if they are on Sunday, it'll be interesting to see what he goes with. But there's a lot of players knocking on the door now to maybe be involved more at first team level. I've seen a few names mentioned tonight. Willie Gnonto, obviously, we're yet to see him, but started for Italy, Sonny Perkins just cannot stop scoring. And I've said before,
start for you.
No, well, this is going to be my point.
I'll let you carry on.
I'm not asking him to start, but I'm just saying there's a lot knocking on the door because we forget as well. We have George Offie Gelhardt, we have Sam Greenwood, we have Somerville, we have an abundance of players. So who's next? Like, how do these players get in? Like, it's an amazing. I think Stephanie mentioned earlier just how good it is. If you compare this to last season where we were putting sticky plasters over actual open wounds, we're now able to just go, who we picking?
Well, for me, I'll be completely honest, right? I aren't going to claim to watch every under-23s game.
No, I don't.
I'm not even going to claim to really thoroughly keep up with
Watch every Leeds game. Yeah, I know.
The only time I will watch the under-23s is if a name like Perkins pops up and you think, what's about this kid? And then you watch and you're like, right. So then obviously, like you say, there's players knocking on the door, but it is good how, for me, because I don't keep up with it and I wouldn't say I'm very aware of all the under-23s and what goes on and who's in form and that all of a sudden you might have an injury crisis, and all of a sudden this youth player comes through who you've never really heard of, and then all of a sudden it's like you've got a brand new player because the take off. It was like that with Joffrey. Now I'd heard of Joffrey bits and pieces before he came through the first team because his name was up there, but when he came on against Wolves, for example, it was like after that game, all of a sudden it's like we've just signed a new player because that's how good the first impression was. So I like that. I actually like that. I don't keep up with it as much because you do just feel like you've signed a new player. Yeah.
Nonto though, he's weak excitement. Nonto.
Well, back to my point. Like who's next?
Nonto.
You think?
I look. I don't. This is the thing with him. Out of all of them that excite me, the fact that he's playing internationally for Italy, I mean, coming on against England at his age is huge. Also, he's just, I didn't realize how short he was until I saw him in that. He is a flipping midget, and that's coming from me. That guy is short, okay? And I just love watching short players like that. There's just some beauty to it.
Because you can connect with
absolutely, man. Touching my heart. You know, but the low center of gravity, the agility, the acceleration, what they play, it's beautiful. But where does can he start up front? Because what height would we've been craving this whole time of having Bamford there, so we can have someone that holds up the play, brings us into it. Imagine we slide Nonto in there, and then you've got Sinisterra, Harrison, and Nonto.
Well, we've now got four. We've now got 4 strikers,
or 5 if you include Perkins. Wait, is my maths off? No, 4 including Perkins. No, 5 including Perkins,
5, because you got Noto, Bamford, Perkins, Gelhardt, and Rodrigo. So we didn't even mention Joffrey, by the way.
Yeah, what happened to the 2 up front that we were talking about before with the?
When we were talking about Rodrigo and Bamford up top, we did not even mention Joffrey.
Yeah. And I said he was going to be my breakout performer this year, but it's just he started off like in that cup game against Barnsley. He just doesn't seem at the races. Yeah, and that's how quick moving and thick all football is. Couple bad performances, you're out.
On transfer mats, they've got Nyonto as more of a second striker, so just off slightly, a bit like I guess how Rodrigo's been expected to play in stuff, or right or left wing, so he has many strings to his bow. But it'll be interesting to see if Willie is involved on Friday for the under-23s and whether or not they're going to go down that route. I just think
we won't see if it's on the bench.
But that's harsh, though. How can you be playing internationally for Italy and then going into the under-23s? I think what it does is so much off the bench. That's the good thing, especially with the 5 subs now. There's so much we can change. Like you say, the second striker, bringing in, taking off Aronson, whoever's in that cam role, putting Nonto in there to play just behind Bamford, who comes on. Like, imagine the big man, little man combo between a Nonto and a Bamford. Could be magical.
I just think that when we're 2-0 up in 71st minute on Sunday, just bring him on.
And just lump it up to him. That's what I say.
But you have to have a lump it up to him.
Just see what he can offer.
You've got to have a pecking order. Like,
but they're different positions though. Somerville's a winger.
No, I know, but do you not think Nyonto's can also? He's played a lot on the wing for Italy. He can also replace the Dan James role. You know, he's a fast, tricky winger, basically what Dan James is, but with a bit more.
As of now, he's 4th choice as of now.
Striker.
Or you could argue 3rd choice if you're talking internationally.
What about Matteo Joseph as well? He's been firing for the under-21s.
True.
It's too many names, man. Joseph is
the bench is stacked.
And it just doesn't sound as sexy bringing in Joseph, you know, Nonto, Bamford, Rodrigo.
Yeah, but then when you put Joffrey and Joseph.
Yeah, that's why I left Gerhardt's name out.
It's a good position to be in.
Yeah, it is a good position.
Which is why we're going to have such a good cup run.
It's just nice to discuss depth, man.
Yeah, man.
I know, man. We had about as much depth as a kid's paddling pool last year. Now,
you know. Sorry, Joe. Don't choke on that one, man.
No, let's not do that. Yeah, so it's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting, like how I guess you could argue maybe the break, as much as we've hated it and it's been like pulling teeth, it's actually worked in our favour a little bit, as long as we come back and win, of course, because like was mentioned earlier, by Dan, I think Matty Cash, Luca Dean, Boubacar Kamara. There's many other names. I think they've got about 4 or 5 potentially on the treatment table, Villa. So it could be a really, really good time to play them. And boys, I had a look. We've actually got 8 games now, right? We've got 8 games between now and the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I had a look at it. Something's
It's very, very possible I'm at all 8. No, I'm not. I'm not at Palace, but the other 7, I'm pretty sure.
You actually go to games? What?
Yeah, man. Do you know what it feels like?
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, man. He says that as I'm out of shot as well. Wow.
The smell of the burger vans, man. On your way in.
I never actually. I've been to a few Chelsea games though, so I know what that's. I know what Stamford Bridge is like.
Not proper burgers, then. Man. Not proper
People are actually going to start thinking I'm actually a Chelsea fan.
They have like salmon sandwiches and that.
Prawn sandwiches.
Yeah. Lobsters.
No, I actually really want to go, man. It's been too long.
So I'm gonna run through the games for you, right? I did a video the other day, and I predicted 13 points. I want to know what your points return is, just like quickly, between now and the World Cup. So we play Villa at home, Palace away, Arsenal away. Sorry, let me do that again. I can hear myself. Something's echoing all of a sudden. Have you messed with your new mic, JT?
I haven't messed with nothing.
Are you sure?
I'm hearing a bit of echo as well, to be fair. What's going on here, man? I ain't talking Amazon, but I'm hearing some echo.
Echo dot. Right, okay. So Leeds have got Villa at home, Palace away, Arsenal at home, Leicester away, Fulham at home, Liverpool away, and then we've got Bournemouth at home and Spurs away. So I had
I don't know if my headset's glitching. You just said the same thing over and over again.
What do you mean?
I just keep hearing 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points.
I like that.
Something's going on here.
I have got us winning all those home games bar Arsenal. I think Arsenal will beat us. But a point away at Palace, maybe 3 points away.
4 wins and a draw. The draws at Palace.
Yeah.
There is a lot of draw around Croydon, I'll tell you that much. So
we lose to Arsenal, we lose to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Spurs as well.
Whoa, we lose to Liverpool. Mate, come on, man. I've seen more strength in an anorexic bodybuilder than I have in their midfield. Come on, pal.
Nah, Thiago's back now, mate. There'll be a different.
Yeah, they're going to come back.
Yeah, until he snaps his leg in half a second. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But
I think we'll get beat by Spurs as well. We've got to beat Leicester away. I think Leicester away, provided they've still got Brendan Rodgers, we should be looking at that one as a 3-pointer, but they might not do.
I think we give Gerrard his P45 and just send him on his way. Yeah, get 3 points there.
Yeah. Are you all confident ahead of Sunday?
Well, yeah. Fairly.
You are.
Yeah.
Lewis is confident. Wow, this is.
I just think. I mean, no Jesse Marsh, but with their injuries, Leeds have got a better squad than surely. Really.
Oh yeah, no Jesse Marsh.
No Jesse Marsh is a big one, but
I forgot. But yet, when flipping Tuchel gets a red card, he's able to play. What a surprise! Huh? Typical. Or manage, not play.
Yeah, man. So that means there'll be no managers on touchline.
Well, if you need a tactical genius, Radrizzani, then no further.
I'm disappointed.
That's where the applause was meant to come in. There's too much.
Don't worry, mate. Mine got yours as well. So we can sing together, bro.
Yeah. So I just think with Villa's, if Matty Cash and Luca Dean are both out, I think we're good.
And Kamara as well. He's a handy little player.
Yeah, he is. You're right. He is.
And Coutinho.
Tony O'Shea says Joe's a closet Arsenal fan.
He is. I've seen him around the Emirates a good few times.
Actually. Yeah, exactly. Down in London, man. When I was a kid, fucking you.
Actually, I have an Arsenal membership in my wallet, so I could actually expose myself. Got a red membership, so and I saw Joe showed down, huh?
Oh yeah, down there.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got a membership, man, and you were on the list of the names near
it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I do like. No, to be fair, I do like the Arsenal. I do like it,
especially now the quality.
Yeah.
You mean the team?
Good weapons. Yeah,
Do you know-
is there something else going on behind closed doors?
Nah, when I was a younger,
Criminal record out here.
when the when
When you're a
Wenger
youth.
came over, when I was a youth.
Yeah, when you're a youth, you're just all the guns, man.
Yeah,
We're
man.
talking snipers, pistols,
Cannons.
M40s.
Cannons. I've got
Bigger guns than Lewis.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they are big. They are
Stacking
big
and
ones.
jacking. He's wearing that oversized jumper, so I can't see
Clanging
it.
and banging.
They're
Clanging
poking
and
through, brother.
banging. He's been clanging and banging. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we've seen enough of it. Don't need we don't need to put you to shame, JT. It's all right. I'll sit here and nod it. It's all good, man.
Class. Right, let's get some score predictions for the weekend. Then I'm going for a 2-1 Leeds United win. Dan, what's your score prediction Sunday?
I'm going to go for 3-2 Leeds.
Nice, that'd be a good game. Let's hope so.
Always is.
Yeah, it is actually against Villa. Yeah, especially under Bielsa, they were beauties, weren't they?
Always big games.
Yeah, good games. JT,
I think it's going to be 2-0 Villa.
Such a dick. Lewis, go on.
I'm just waiting for
something.
I'll wait it out, man.
Come on.
Let him have his show. He's warming up. You can see it. He's about to launch that head towards the mic.
You got him.
You can see him.
You got him. The mask's dropped.
Characters, bro.
Yeah, man. Right, come on. Give me a score prediction.
No, I want JT's real score prediction. We've got all day. I'll go.
Speaking
I
French.
haven't got all day. I'm
Let's
tired.
speak a des, man.
I'm tired. Give me a score prediction.
2-0 Villa.
We're keeping it as a 2-0 Villa then. We're not having it. That's it.
I'm not having it, nah.
He's saying 2-0 Villa. He can't change it, people. Don't let him change
Okay.
it. If he changes it, spam L's in the chat.
Spam him on
It's
Twitter.
going to be, you know what? It's going to be a 5-goal thriller.
In Manila.
4-1 Leeds United.
4-1 Leeds United.
4-1
Tasty.
Leeds United.
Oh, I like the sound of that, bro. I do like the
He's
sound
loading
of
up FIFA, mate.
that.
That's why he does everything.
My guy goes,
Man.
I'm tired. We all
Yes.
know what he really wants to
I'm not. Boys, man, I ain't gonna sleep, man.
do. All right, Joe. It's crossplay, by the way.
It is. So if anyone wants to get, I say we just
Wait, are you on
keep this
PS4
stream
or
going.
5? You on 5 now?
I'm on 5G. I only roll in the 5.
I say I just slap you at FIFA before you go to bed.
Yeah, I say we all slap each other
Mate,
in the arse.
I did a stream on my channel earlier on.
happy
People have been watching how bad I am at FIFA. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
let's
you
play
lot
some
slapping.
pro clubs. Midweek fixed pro clubs. Let's get
That
going.
sounds like a shout.
I can
mate.
give you a game of FIFA. I'm quality.
Yeah, we'll have to get
That was funny, mate. Can't believe you said that with a straight face, mate.
JT, you're getting a
Brother.
6-0
Yeah.
battering.
Come on, man. You're
It's
about as
almost-
quality as
it's
Crawley
almost-
Town, brother.
It's almost
Next-
like
next time there's a break in play for the before like whenever there's a break in play, we will do some pro club stuff. That sounds like a good plan. That does sound like a good plan. Justin O'Dell says, weren't too bad, Joe. I was, bro. I was. Leeds says, Smudge, thank you for being here, Smudge.
Good score on
let's-
that.
You wouldn't join. What do you mean?
it means
Oh yeah, Connor, your pro club. I know, mate, but I'm a busy guy, mate. But if I set up my own team, I'm the gaffer of it, so I will do.
Yeah.
Right, so
I don't think you'd be able to afford Lewis's wages, to be honest, mate.
Oh, true that. What's going on then on the channels between now and the weekend? We'll start with JT.
Darko JBJT. Well, gonna have a stream coming up very, very soon. A little secret lead stream coming up this weekend. Saturday, I'll see. There might
Little
be some
secret
action.
one. What's the secret?
Well, like, you know what I mean? If I told you, then it wouldn't be a secret, would it? You know what I mean? I'm a secret guy. So there's going to be that coming up. So stay tuned for that. Massive news coming on as well. And like I said, if there is any breaking news around the corner, like Calvin Phillips signing for Leeds, then we will be coming up with that. Some more stuff to talk about of England, more content coming up. And I keep saying it, but be ready, because when that week of football drops, it's dropping. And it is dropping hot. It is dropping hotter than a Lewis Deaton slut drop, and it is going to be magical. And I'm also going to be there on Sunday to watch that 2-0 crushing at the hands of Jesse Marshall's men.
Good man, good man. Lewis, is there anything happening on your channel?
One thing.
That deadpan look to the camera.
One thing is happening, and that's it. I have an announcement tomorrow. That's all I can say.
No match day.
When's this announcement happening?
I cannot say.
No match day vlog on Sunday.
Don't look
Or
like
you can't say about that either.
I have no plan other than tomorrow.
The zip tied.
Put it that
Right,
way.
okay.
As of right now, I have no plan until tomorrow. So I have an
Is
announcement.
this big? What kind of what is it? Is it going to be a video? Is it going to be? Is the
gonna
announcement
be
going
a
to be on stream?
video, It's gonna be on Twitter. It's gonna be on all the socials at the same time.
yes.
It's just one announcement, and then you know, we see what happens. But as of right now, there's no plan whatsoever. There's no schedule.
Can we have a sneak preview?
There's no sneak preview. It's
No
just
sneak preview.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is.
What time?
all
What
the
time are we
preview.
talking here? Morning, afternoon, lunch, dinner?
6 p.m. tomorrow.
6 p.m. at the same time as the new SBCs drop. Get yourself over
There you
to
go.
the LUFC
Multitask.
Lewis channel.
What you should do, get yourself on the LUFC Lewis YouTube channel, whack the video up, get your SBCs on the other screen, because unless you don't have 2 monitors, in which case, what are you doing? You know, come on, get with the time.
Even I have 2 monitors, man.
Even Joe has 2 monitors, man, and he
I've
doesn't
got
even
3 now.
he didn't know
I've got
analytics
3.
for a month ago.
I've got 3.
He's got
I've got 3.
And I've got 2 chromosomes, so part of the club. Part of the club, am I right?
For once.
That was really good. Right, okay, so Lewis is making an announcement. It's a bit like Boris, innit? Boris, when he used to do his lockdown announcements.
That's what it is.
Looking forward to it.
It's a big change. That's all I can
Big
say.
change.
It's a big change.
Spicy.
Yeah, right. Dan, what's going on? What is it? Matt, you need to work on that, I think, bro.
Mouthing up together.
Oh, wow, mate.
Oh.
Wow, that is
Who do you think you are?
That is a bigger violation than not subscribing to my channel, mate. That is ridiculous.
Nah, mouthing on together, play on words. Love it.
That's it. Got your back.
Mouthing off together, man. Mouthing
Oh,
off together. Not mouthing on together. It's mouthing off together,
mouthing
man.
off.
Yeah, come on.
yeah.
I didn't mean
Get
it.
it on your channel.
That sounds a bit sus, to be honest, mate. It sounds a bit sus, mate.
Shocking.
You just back off.
No, it didn't. I wondered why you hopped onto a show with 3 other guys. Now I see.
Oh, why?
Thought it was a different show.
Wow.
Too much.
Yeah, that was too. That was too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I killed it. It was flawed from the get-go. It started off.
You've
and I
ruined the
killed it.
chromosome joke now as well.
Yeah.
Not
That's
doing
what I
that
mean.
either.
You're up here and you've just let yourself down there.
Yeah.
Dan, you
Kind of like Lewis after uploading the Late Leeds show.
That's it. I'm
You know
gonna
I'm joking.
Right, let Dan tell us what's going on his channel, man.
I'm gonna be doing a tactical preview of the game. That's it. I'm actually on holiday now. I'm in Cyprus, but I'm gonna be doing a tactical preview.
You're in
of the
Cyprus
game.
right now.
In Cyprus.
I am.
What a
Well,
gangster,
well,
mate.
well.
He's here on the show while he's in Cyprus. He's not
That's it.
frauding it up like Lewis, who
That's
goes
it.
on holiday and ditches the boys. But this guy is the man. So go and
12
check him out right now.
12 a.m. there.
12 a.m. Wait, in the
10
morning,
to-
at night?
10 to-
Wait,
At night, yeah.
There's-
at night.
there's
And you're not on the old Sambucas.
Well, I've got some beds with me. I was out before.
Well, you're not going out now.
No, I'm only with my family. I'm working.
Oh,
Ah.
oh, make crunching
Digi-
numbers, making deals.
That's it. Digital nomad, mate.
Oh man,
Come on.
That's it.
crazy
I
man.
love that.
Wow,
I
that's
would love to
gangster,
do
man.
that. I would love to.
Yeah,
work.
I mean, I've got no commitments at home, so I may as well just go out and
Yeah.
see someone else.
Have you got any jobs for me to go out there and work?
Yeah, come along, mate. Let's go.
Just show football to on tour.
Come
I know.
along.
Listen,
I'll
YouTube's
mouth
just
off with you every day of the
really
week
good.
if I get to go in Cyprus.
Let's do it, man. Get yourself the napper now.
Oh man!
Don't mind
Please
JT.
cut this before I cancel myself.
Yes,
So what about you,
please do.
Joe? What about
Because
you,
take
Joe?
us down with
What
you as well.
Oh,
have
damn
we
it!
got
Every
here?
time.
What have we got here in the
Do you know
den
what,
of
Joe? Do
greatness?
you know what, Joe,
That is
right?
the Just Joe Football Show.
JT don't actually care what you've got coming up. He just says it to look good. Every
Says it to
time.
look good. No, I want to involve my brother here. You know what?
Thank you,
Everyone else
Israel.
got asked, and you guys had a plethora of opportunity to, but you just leave him here. You think, oh, because he's the host, he doesn't want to be asked. Well, guess what? You know what? Yes, he does, and he needs to inform the people
He doesn't
what is
need to be
happening here.
asked because Joe has a schedule which his subscribers are used to. He uploads every day. He sticks to that schedule, so he doesn't need to tell people what's coming up because they know.
Yeah.
God,
Mm,
that's
always.
consistency.
That was
Yeah,
really funny,
consistency.
mate.
Yeah,
Are you
just
putting
make
that?
sure
Are you
you
putting that on
know.
your stand-up set, Lewis?
Listen, all the channels links are in the description to this video, yeah? So make sure you go on over. JT's killing it. Lewis uploads, but it's
Not
still
literally.
killing the game. And
Gonna get
mouthing
me
off
arrested now,
together,
man.
Dan, LUFC, Mott,
Got it.
all them different acronyms is also new to the scene. So head on over. Max is still on holiday. I don't know where he is. He just said he was travelling back. I was like,
He was in Florida, I think. He was
is
Florida.
that where
with
he's
his
been in
missus.
America?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dapping up in the States.
Yeah, that's cool. So as for myself, JT, thank you very much for asking.
No problem, mate.
Cheers, mate. We'll have a Premier League show on Friday, and then football's back on Saturday. And I cannot wait for the North London derby. Then on Sunday, it's the Manchester derby, followed by Leeds versus Villa. Football is back. It's going to be a great weekend of football on the Just
And it's
Football Show.
live.
And it's live. I'd press
It's
the button.
live.
Love it.
So there you go. Also, what I will say, if anyone hasn't, if you're stuck for something to do this evening, go on Netflix and watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing because it's
Did Jeffrey Epstein?
Good.
Jeffrey
Damn
Dahmer.
it.
Yes, man.
Every time. We get literally 20 seconds before
Yeah.
it ends.
Kick him off.
Really well.
Whoa!
Dan's after
Coming from
your
the smoke here, man.
Yeah,
JT, I'll
Jeffrey
smoke you
Dahmer.
on FIFA and then I'll smoke you on air. Come on.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Man's
mate.
playing the game, you know. He ain't
Yeah,
coming
man.
on just to be a guest. He's
Yeah,
coming on.
man. He ain't coming
Coming on
yeah,
live.
Coming on
exactly.
to smoke me, mate. I think we've got to have a spa, mate. That's
It's
what I'm
alright.
saying, man.
Fanboys,
Let's
nice
do it, let's do
fanboys,
it.
man. So it's
Come to Napa.
me and Joe, the OGs, and we're just watching. What it's like giving them a stick
Face off.
each, and it's like whichever one I come back in here 10 minutes is
One face.
alive. There you go. That's what it is.
Bloody hell, mate.
Child.
Your comedy set is looking popping with this
Cheers, man.
quality, mate.
Cheers.
Bloody hell, man. It's going to be more active than your channel at this rate.
Right, let's stop it before JT says something that's going
It
to...
won't take much. It won't take much.
Hey,
You
I'm
don't
clean
need to
cut.
do
I
it
don't say anything.
when you're at the top, do you, Luke? When you're at the top, you don't need
Exactly,
to.
man. He'll
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah. Right. Let's leave it there. Listen, thanks everyone for watching. I know obviously them algorithms have been all over the shop just because we've had no sort of football, but it's back at the weekend, which means you'll all be back, and it's great to all have you back. I'll be back on Friday with the Premier League show and probably some FIFA streaming tomorrow during the day. But as for now, we'll see you all in a bit. Thanks for watching, and make sure you check out all the boys' channels. Thank you.